Greetings, visionaries. This is your host, the INFJ Visionary. Well, I did I did my little YouTube search today, and a bunch of videos come up as they do because they know we're tuning in, right? Yeah, one of the several of them right at the very top, talking about how we're different from other people, and I think it's true. I think I have a video on the channel myself called "Born Different." And, what makes us different is this, I think it's the unique combination. So we have the introverted intuition, just like the INTJs, but they don't get this sort of branding. I mean, obviously they are a bit different as well. But I think they slot in better than we do in themselves, because we can do the disguise thing. We can use the extroverted feeling function to slot in, but even then we feel different. We know at some level that we're different. And for just speaking for myself, when I was young, I just wondered, why am I different? I didn't ask to be born this way. I didn't. I don't especially enjoy not being on the same wavelength as others, even. Or even having a choice to be. All I can do is sort of service the exterior functions that will, mean that I can conform in a societal manner, but that actually doesn't obviate me being different. So I think that's why you'll find a lot of videos directed towards us addressing this. And what I would caution you, though, yes, just because you're different doesn't mean you're better. And that could be, it's a refuge, because we feel different. We do have to support ourselves. We do have to be our own cheerleader. And that's all well and good, and it's important to have to be secure in yourself, not to be insecure. But if you go too far with it, you'll end up, just basically in solipsism, and that's not good. You won't be able to actually perceive the truth as clearly or at all if you go too far into this your special thing. And I would caution you about that. I would I would see yourself as like, okay, so we have a bunch of organs in our body, liver, lungs, kidneys. They all have their functions. We might be like the pancreas or the appendix even. I don't know. The appendix did have a function. Actually, know what the appendix's function was. It's a vestigial organ, like I think in a cow or something. This is a whole set of stuff set up to digest grass. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. We're outside. We're falling because we're outside the realm of my expertise, which, as you know, is not Jungian archetypical science. But what I am pretty good at is being an INFJ and having lived and experienced life as an INFJ, and I like to think about things, and I like to do so in a way that's non-precious. I think we need to definitely avoid that, and the idea of getting high on your own supply, so to speak. There's a balance that needs to be struck between supporting yourself, supporting your ideas, your intuitions, and intimations about the nature of reality, which many of which will be true, but not all. Not all. This is a lifelong struggle that we have to deal with to find the truth as much as we can, and of course there's all the big questions which I think about all the time. I don't know about you, but why am I here? Why do I have this personality? Do I have this personality from one existence to the next? I think there's a lot of evidence for reincarnation being factual. What I don't think is as clear is the mechanisms behind it. Is it a prison planet that we're on, or is this heaven or hell because we make it that way, right? And are we coming into this existence with a preset personality? Do we carry this persona from one existence, or the inclinations from one existence to the next? What about sex? Some theories say that that we are an organism that's actually divided into 12 separate organisms that each reincarnate at different times, and that 6 of them are male and 6 of them are female, and the male ones always incarnate as the males and the females as the females. Don't know. Don't know. Maybe like yourself, I will take in this information. I will contemplate it, think about it, weigh it, run it through the intuitive matrix, and many times the ideas are coming to you because you're out there probing, you're looking for the truth, you're looking for answers. And in my limited experience, I mean, I have some limited experience of truth, but I don't have the big answers. It's always a bit of this and a bit of that. You know, I don't think there's, unfortunately, I don't think there's any whole system of ideas that you can just accept and be sure it's true. And I think INFJs, at least this INFJ, that resonates as being a fact. Okay. I would love to be able to just to fall into some sort of system of beliefs and feel like I was settled and done. I would have a lot of people that were on the same page, and we wouldn't be lonely. We'd have each other, but would we have the truth? That's the thing. And so I think it requires some bravery to first of all be willing to be alone. And this is a big part of our nature as the INFJ, because I feel that we are always alone inside ourselves. And it could be true that every single human being is just as alone inside themselves, but it doesn't seem to be that way. It seems to me that because of the way we're wired, and Ren, as I pointed out in the channel, it's been a while since I brought him up, but he's written 2 excellent books, the first of which I think is very good, which is about the alienation factor of being an INFJ. And you can find Ren's channel. I think if you just type Ren and then INFJ, you'll get right to him. His latest batch of ideas and videos has become less useful to me, and that's not because he's wrong or anything. He's just pursuing his course of understanding, and what he's trying to do is get down to the brass tacks of personality. But in my view, and I've lost interest past a certain point, because I don't think you can. So what he's doing is he's analyzing all of it through psychoanalysis. Now, psychoanalysis can be an incredibly valuable concept and idea depending on what it is you want from psychoanalysis, but it's very much a belief system, just like any of the religious ideas that are popular. And it has a lot of truths, just like any of the religious ideas that are popular. This is one of the things that sustains these ideas, as people become introduced to them and they see and notice a certain amount of truth, and they go, well, okay, I'm just to accept this. But anyway, in spite of that, I still think his channel's great, especially if you dig back a bit, and especially around that first book. His insights are very pertinent, and what he did so effectively in that first book was pointed out the double alienation, why we're alienated in one way from people, and then it comes in and comes around in an even bigger way. And there's no other type that faces this to the same degree. And this is tying it back to the beginning of our little broadcast today. This is one of the things that makes us different at a deep and foundational level. But you know what? Wear that difference lightly, loosely. Don't get all tight about things. Because you can't really know what your existence actually is. You have to just kind of take it a day at a time, a moment at a time, really. Exist in the now, have your preferences, try out different ideas, and meanwhile, just be cool. Don't be a fool. That's it for today, INFJs. I'll be back in a couple more. Meanwhile, keep on keeping on.